If I had to show a clip that perfectly embodied the first few years of the 2000s, that would be it. It was going to be hard for WWE to transition from the Attitude Era to a new one. Megastars like Stone Cold and The Rock were slowly stepping away, and the company knew they had to build new stars that would lead the promotion to the future. Stars like John Cena, Randy Orton, and Batista did just that, and along with other talented performers, WWE gave the fans some of the best storylines of the 2000s. Just like our last two videos, we'll be looking at a handful of compelling storylines, this time from the Ruthless Aggression era. You might want to stick around till the end, as most of the storylines on this list are going to pique your interest. Let's get right into it. Number 5. Brock Lesnar vs. Kurt Angle. We're starting the list hot with Brock Lesnar's rivalry with Kurt Angle. It really sucks to see all of what's going on with the lawsuit that appeared against Vince, as Lesnar's name has been attached to it as well. We may never get to see Lesnar in WWE ever again. Nevertheless, even after returning to the company in 2012 and all of the great feuds he has had, Lesnar's greatest rival remains Kurt Angle. Yes, Roman Reigns might be up there, but I also want to get many of those awful matches between the two out of my head. That WrestleMania 34 main event was abysmal. Brock debuted in 2002, and he quite possibly had the best rookie year of all time. His biggest test came in the form of Kurt Angle. After winning the Royal Rumble match in 2003, Brock set his sights on Kurt's WWE Championship. Kurt did everything in his power to prevent their match at WrestleMania from happening, but he ultimately failed. The two had an excellent main event at WrestleMania 19, with Brock coming out on top. That botched shooting star press was scary though. The two would become allies soon after, and they would go on to have great segments every week on SmackDown. Brock turned heel later on, and an excellent Iron Man match on SmackDown where Brock defeated Kurt to win the WWE title again. This was the best Brock looked before his departure from the company in 2004, and I'll even go on to say that Brock was one of Kurt's greatest opponents too. Number 4. Lita cheating on Matt Hardy in real life. In our video of the top 5 most influential storylines of the WWE's New Generation era, I talked about how the rivalry between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart had real life heat. But it doesn't even come close to the rivalry between Edge and Matt Hardy. Let me make it simple for you all. Matt Hardy was dating Lita, and when cracks began to form in their relationship in 2004, Lita decided to cheat on Matt with Edge. Matt and Edge were close back in the day, and Matt was heartbroken because of the entire situation. Matt went on the internet and disclosed the entire thing and called out both Lita and Edge. WWE ended up releasing Matt because of unprofessional conduct online. It was all real. The fans made Lita and Edge's life a living hell, and they chanted for Matt on TV every single week. WWE, as always, capitalized on this and made a storyline out of this. Matt was rehired, and he immediately targeted both Lita and Edge. The company did an excellent job of blurring the lines between kayfabe and reality, because there was real hatred between Edge and Matt at the time. The two would go on to have excellent matches, and the storyline concluded when Edge defeated Matt in a Loser Leaves Raw ladder match on Raw. A lot of people sleep on this feud, and while Jeff Hardy was more popular, fans sometimes forget that Matt Hardy used to be in great storylines as a single star too. Number 3. Rey Mysterio's path to the World Heavyweight Championship. The death of Eddie Guerrero was devastating for the wrestling industry, and the fans were left heartbroken as Eddie was one of the most beloved performers in the entire business. It's safe to say that Eddie accomplished a lot before his death. He became WWE Champion and would go on to have many great matches and feuds. One of his last rivals happened to be his longtime friend, Rey Mysterio. Rey was always looked at as the ultimate underdog. The company never saw him as someone who could be promoted to the main event scene and hold a world championship. After Eddie's demise, Rey not only wanted to reach the top of the mountain, but he also wanted to honor Eddie's legacy. He did that by winning the 2006 Royal Rumble match. The storyline got interesting when Randy Orton beat Rey for Rey's shot at the world title at WrestleMania. Randy got under Rey's skin when he took shots at Eddie whenever he got the opportunity. Rey battled the odds, and he found his way back to WrestleMania, where he defeated Kurt Angle and Randy Orton to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Rey Mysterio's journey to become the World Heavyweight Champion is one of the most cherished moments of the Ruthless Aggression era, and the main highlight of Rey's career. Number 2. The rise and downfall of Evolution. It's hard to book a stable in WWE, but when you have stars like Ric Flair, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista in a stable, who perfectly represent the past, present, and future of pro wrestling, you know you've hit the jackpot. The stable was formed all the way back in 2002 when Ric Flair associated himself with Triple H. Batista and Randy joined them soon after to form what we now know today as Evolution. The stable saw massive success as all 4 individuals were involved in various feuds, and all of them held gold at one point. From tag titles to the Intercontinental title to the World Heavyweight title, Evolution was on a roll. However, it was Triple H who was the star of the show in the end. Randy's first world title win brought out the real side of Hunter, and it was clear that ego and jealousy were getting the better of him. Randy was kicked out of the group, and when he didn't hand the World Heavyweight Championship to Triple H, the game had to defeat Orton to win the title. After winning the 2005 Royal Rumble match, Batista wasn't going to fall for Hunter's mind games. He turned on both Hunter and Rick and left the stable on his own terms. The rivalry that followed between Batista and Hunter is one of the best we've got in 2005, and the entire melodrama was nothing but awesome. There's a reason why you're seeing similarities between the storyline and the one that's going on between Bayley and Damage Control. It was that damn good. Number 1. John Cena vs. Edge. You might think there could have been other rivalries that could have been the best of the Ruthless Aggression era, but I might be a little biased on this one. Without Edge's storyline with John Cena, he wouldn't have been as successful as a single star. Edge is a fan of favorite of millions around the globe, and this feud is the reason for that. Hell, I'll go as far as to say that both Edge and John Cena are each other's biggest rivals. We were in for a ride when Edge cashed in the first ever Money in the Bank contract on John Cena. From that point onwards, both John and Edge traded wins, and segments between their matches were no less than entertaining. From slapping Cena's dad to interrupting Edge and Lita's live sex celebration, Cena and Edge were on fire. That live sex celebration was necessary. I kinda liked it. It was clear that WWE was positioning Cena as the top guy for the next 10 years, and this rivalry accomplished just that. Edge went on to have a career of a lifetime as well. Did I miss any of your favorite storylines from the Ruthless Aggression era? Let us know in the comments below, and you also might want to check out our last video where I covered the most compelling storylines from the Attitude era. Make sure to subscribe for more.